Top 10 things that are banned in America. Number 1. Kinder Surprise USA. Why these eggs are banned south of the border? Kids love picking up a Kinder Surprise from the store. After all, who could say no to a surprise toy wrapped in chocolate? But while the innocent treat can be found around the world, it's actually deemed illegal in the U.S. Why are Kinder eggs banned? The U.S. law against the chocolate egg actually dates back to 1938. At that time, the country's Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act banned all candies embedded with non-nutritive objects such as toys. So when Kinder eggs began to be manufactured in the 70s by Italian company Ferrero, they fell under this law and were made illegal in the U.S. Number 2. Haggis. UK government bids to overturn US haggis ban. Environment Secretary Owen Paterson will raise the issue with senior officials from the Obama. This week Scottish producers had asked Mr. Paterson to take action when he visited the Royal Highland Show in Edinburgh earlier this month. Haggis imports have been outlawed in the US since 1971. The ban was put in place because the country's Food Standards Agency prohibits sheep lungs, one of the key ingredients of haggis in food products. The U.S. visit comes as Scotch beef is set to make a return to menus in America for the first time in almost 20 years. It follows a move by U.S. officials to reopen the American market to EU beef and other bovine products following a ban put in place in the 1990s over concerns that BSE could infect the human food chain. Number 3. Oh my god, so funny because dog and cat together. A total ban on the trade in dog and cat fur comes into force across Europe on Thursday just as fur fashion is staging a revival. The man who has campaigned for the ban for 9 years, Conservative MEP Struane Stevenson, welcomed a move he said would save the lives of millions of animals slaughtered every year in Asia, mostly in China, to serve a European market. But he warned it was now up to importers and retailers to stay vigilant against a vile trade in which cats and dogs are rounded up and often skinned alive. Number 4. Ephedra is a genus of gymnosperm shrubs, the only genus in its family Ephedraceae, and order Ephedralis. The various species of Ephedra are widespread in many lands native to southwestern North America, southern Europe, northern Africa, and southwest and central Asia, northern China, and western South America. In temperate climates, most Ephedra species grow on shores or in sandy soils with direct sun exposure. Common names in English include joint pine, joint fir, Mormon tea or Brigham tea. The Chinese name for Ephedra species is Mahang. Simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese Pinyin, Mahang Weijiaos, Ma Huang. Literally, cannabis yellow. Ephedra is also sometimes called sea grape from the French raisin de mer, a common name for the flowering plant Coccoloba uvifera. Number 5. There are two important sassafras oils of commerce: Brazilian sassafras oil, obtained from the trunquid of Orchidea preciosa, and Chinese sassafras oil from Cinnamomum camphora. Both contain 80% or more of saffrol. True sassafras oil, from the roots of North American Sassafras albinum, is no longer produced commercially, although it was once the main flavor constituent of root beer. Its use for such purposes, and in other foods and drinks, has been banned for some years because of fears of health risks associated with consumption of saffrol. Only Brazilian and Chinese oils are discussed here, together with oils from Piper species, which show considerable promise as alternative, sustainable sources of saffrol. Number 6. The common definition of antique is a collectible object such as a piece of furniture or work of art that has a high value because of its considerable age, yet it is in fact vary depending on the source, product and year. Motor vehicles are an exception to the 100-year rule. The customary definition of antique requires that an item be at least 100 years old and an original. In the United States, the 1930 Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act defined antiques as works of art except rugs and carpets made after the year 1700. Collections in illustration of the progress of the arts, works in bronze, marble, terracotta, Parian, pottery, or porcelain, artistic antiquities and objects of ornamental character or educational value which shall have been produced prior to the year 1830. Citation needed. 1830 was the approximate beginning of mass production in the United States. Number 7. Absinthe. The French word absinthe can refer either to the alcoholic beverage or, less commonly, to the actual wormwood plant, with grand absinthe being Artemisia absinthium, and petite absinthe being Artemisia pontica. The Latin name Artemisia comes from Artemis, the ancient Greek goddess of the hunt. Absinthe is derived from the Latin absinthium, which in turn comes from the ancient Greek absinthion. The precise origin of absinthe is unclear. The medical use of wormwood dates back to ancient Egypt, and is mentioned in the Ebers Papyrus c. 1550 BC. Wormwood extracts and wine-soaked wormwood leaves were used as remedies by the ancient Greeks. Moreover, there is evidence of the existence of a wormwood-flavored wine, absinthites oinos, in ancient Greece. Number 8. Fresh Ackee fruit. Ackee is a tropical fruit native to West Africa, where it is known as Ackee, but it is legendary in Jamaica, brought to the Caribbean in the 18th century. It is the national fruit of Jamaica and one half of Jamaica's signature dish Ackee and saltfish. Ackee is a member of the Sapindaza family, an extensive family also referred to as silkberry. Species within this family include the tropical fruits lychee longan, and guarana, and an additional 2,000 others. But none of these have a history quite like the Ackee, and it starts with its scientific name. The Ackee Blegia sapida is named after the individual who brought specimens from the Caribbean to the famed Kew Gardens in London in 1793, one Captain William Bligh of Mutiny on the Bounty lore. This fact was confirmed to me by one of Kew Gardens' excellent librarians. Number 9. Mirabelle Plums. School is finally out for summer and we're also ready for some good lazy summer vacation days around here. We're extremely happy to have a break from those painfully early morning wake-ups, the long bus rides to and from school, the homework and the studying. I'm looking forward to focusing on spoken English in our household, and I have dreams of my kids finally grasping the difference between much and many. Hopefully by the end of the summer my kids won't ask me questions such as, "Mama, how many flour does a recipe call for?" or "Mama, how much cars are there on the road?" Wish us all luck. Number 10. Casu Marzu, often called the world's most dangerous cheese, is an illegal cheese found in Sardinia, Italy, made from sheep's milk and infested with live maggots. Because of the obvious health implications, the European Union banned the cheese. However, it is still available on the black market today. The entire process takes a couple of months. First, traditional pecorino cheese is made by heating sheep's milk and letting it sit and cure for about 3 weeks. After that, the crust is cut off, making it inviting for flies to lay their eggs. The cheese is typically eaten when the maggots are still alive, as dead maggots are a sign that it has gone bad.